47% of Harris voters believe Trump will not be a legitimate president, and 54% want to move out of the country, Michael Snyder reports. I really wish that everyone would just calm down. Emotions always run high immediately after an election, but what we're witnessing this time around is truly frightening. We live at a time when people feel free to express their deepest, darkest emotions on social media, and right now, freak-out videos after freak-out videos going viral. A lot of people out there literally feel like the world is ending just because Donald Trump won the election. My hope is that this temper tantrum will start to subside in the days ahead, but I'm not sure that it will. According to YouGov Economist survey that was unveiled on Friday, 47% of those that voted for Kamala Harris believe that Trump will not be a legitimate president. Nearly half of all Kamala Harris supporters do not believe that President-elect Donald Trump legitimately won the election. A YouGov Economist survey released Friday found that 47% of Harris supporters do not accept that Trump is the legitimate president. The pollsters report 75% of registered voters, including 53% of Harris voters and 97% of Trump voters, say they accept that Trump is the legitimate president. That is chilling. How is someone supposed to run the country if there are tens of millions of people who do not consider your presidency to be legitimate? This is going to be a major problem. Another survey has found that 54% of Harris voters would like to move out of the country, but only 10% definitely or probably will. The Harris voters, 5% say that they will definitely relocate and 5% say they will probably not. Another 44% would like to move out, but probably 27% or definitely 17% will not. Of those who would like to move but are unlikely to, personal finances, family, and community ties are what will keep them in place. Of those pondering or planning a move, 90% are considering moving to another country and 80% to another state. The top countries respondents are considering moving to are Canada, 41%, the United Kingdom, 19%, and Mexico, 16%. Top states respondents are considering moving to are California, 14%, New York, 8%, and Colorado, 8%. Even if just 10% of Harris's voters end up moving out of the United States, that would still be an absolutely enormous exodus. According to that same survey, abortion is the number one issue that's motivating people to consider relocating. The top issue driving respondents' reason for wanting to relocate include concerns over a potential federal ban on abortion, 61%, increased racial inequality, 55%, and the possibility that progressive rights may be overturned, 54%. Additionally, respondents are worried about a reduction in health care access, 54%, an increased social inequality, 53%, a lack of gun regulation, 50%, environmental deregulation, 43%, and the weakening of public education, 44%, are also major concerns. Do these people that are so concerned about abortion not see the election results? As I shared with my core supporters on Friday, this election was actually a gigantic victory for those that are pro-abortion. Abortion was on the ballot in 10 states, and 8 of those states, a majority of voters backed the pro-abortion position. In one state, South Dakota, a majority of voters rejected the pro-abortion position, and in one state, Nebraska, it's still too close to call. In the red states of Missouri, Montana, Arizona, and Nevada, voters overwhelmingly established a right to abortion. Of course, this just continues a nationwide trend that we have been seeing since Roe versus Wade was overturned. When abortion is on the ballot, pro-life forces have lost almost every single time. Of course, most liberals are not focused on these results. Instead, they just freaked out because Trump is heading back to the White House. Over the past several days, lots of videos of women cutting off their hair or shaving off their whole head because Kamala Harris lost have started to appear on TikTok. There are several other videos floating across social media, namely TikTok, featuring liberal women mourning Vice President Kamala Harris' loss by shaving their heads in defiance. In another video, a woman sits while another starts chopping off her hair. According to the caption throughout the video, the woman believes shaving one's head is the only thing, quote, we have left to control ourselves, unquote. We will continue to fight and stand with every woman and minority, the screen reads. It remains unclear how lopping off locks of your hair helps the women and minorities the groups claim to care about. I don't understand this. How is cutting off your hair going to solve anything? Others have been expressing their defiance by fantasizing about death and violence. For example, physician's assistant in Philadelphia is hoping that the daughter of every woman that voted for Trump has an ectopic pregnancy. The physician's assistant in obstetrics and gynecology has been terminated from a Philadelphia hospital after expressing a desire for deadly retribution against the daughters and grandchildren of voters who support Donald Trump in their 2024 presidential election. Nicole M. Hart issued a post on social media stating, to every woman that voted for Trump, I hope your daughter has an ectopic pregnancy, referring to a rare medical condition in which a fertilized egg grows on the exterior of a woman's uterus. The condition can cause both the mother and child to die. The ectopic pregnancies are not considered viable pregnancies. Jefferson Health Hospital in Philadelphia confirmed Friday that Hart has been terminated from her position. Even more alarming is the fact that so many women have been searching the internet for a poison called aqua tofana, whatever that is. Internet searches for aqua tofana, a potent poison created in Sicily around 1630 by a woman named Giulia Tofana or Tofania, and historically used by women to free themselves from relationships by doing away with men spiking shortly after the election results. Can you imagine? This is ridiculous. On social media, some lunatics have been suggesting that aqua tofana should be used on those that supported Trump. This new movement is called MATGA, Make Aqua Tofana Great Again. It's teaching women how to, this is toxic obviously, support with plants and flowers. I've never seen so much anger in the aftermath of an election. At first, major leftist organizers were in shock, but now they are starting to organize protests. Democrats have activated their network of social justice warriors. For the second time in days following a Trump victory early Wednesday morning, the latest mobilization effort of far-left activists by mysterious and dark money-funded non-profit groups is occurring on the streets of New York City on Saturday afternoon. Ex-user open source Intel uploaded footage of what appears to be thousands of anti-Trump protesters in Midtown Manhattan. Thousands march in Midtown Manhattan as New York City law enforcement monitors. Protesters rally against fascism, deportation, anti-trans hate, and systemic oppression, expressing concerns over Donald Trump's election as the 47th president, the ex-user said, adding chants of racism, sexism, anti-gay, and signs highlighting their solidarity for marginalized communities. As I warned the other day, this is just the beginning. We're entering an extremely chaotic period in our history, and politically motivated rage is going to fuel much of that chaos. I really wish that things would have turned out differently. I really wish that we would have chosen a different path as a nation. Sadly, hatred and bitterness are about to eat us alive, and the divisions that have been tearing this country apart are about to get a whole lot deeper. And this is by Michael Snyder on the Economic Collapse blog. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. About the author, Michael Snyder's new book, Why, is available on paperback and for Kindle on Amazon. He's also written 8 other books available on Amazon, including Chaos, End Times, 7-Year Apocalypse, Lost Prophecy, The Future of America, The Beginning of the End, and Living a Life That Really Matters. When you purchase any of Michael's books, you help to support the work that he's doing. You can also get his articles by email as soon as he publishes them by subscribing to his Substack newsletter. Michael has published thousands of articles on the Economic Collapse blog, End of the American Dream and the Most Important News, and he always freely, happily allows others to republish those articles on their own websites. These are such troubled times and people need hope. John 3:16 tells us about the hope that God has given us through Jesus Christ. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life. If you have not already done so, we strongly urge you to invite Jesus Christ to be your Lord and Savior today. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support. Finally, support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.